Welcome back, everyone. I decided to make this video about the spiritual war so that you understand the big picture and what you can do about, how you can wake up and become um, a light worker, as they say, a spiritual fighter. Choose the side, good or bad, learn, develop, grow, and know what it's all about and how you can learn and how you can become without walking on the wrong path where you follow certain I don't know even how to call them wrong beliefs. I don't want to call them sects or different religions, or no, just wrong beliefs. It's the best way to do not categorize and put together that one is from that belief system and he's wrong, or no. Everything comes together to the main fall on being good or being bad, being pride, like the original sin, and arrogant in front of God, or being humble and having humility and understanding that He is God and not you. Yeah, I will go through also the 7 sins as I spoke about in the previous videos, about the 7, how is related a bit everything with 7 in a certain way, how will be with 9, and so on, other numbers, but with these 7 sins and the 7 archangels. On the other side of the 7 archangels that portrayed the qualities, the good qualities, on the other side there's the 7 demons, okay, not archangel demons, but demons that follow the list here of pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. And what that follows, in certain cases it's war, in certain cases it's obesity, in certain cases it's addictions, and in certain cases it's pleasure, and in certain too much. I'm talking about too much, because the balance allows to be in balance, to have a bit of this, a bit of that, enjoy a bit of this, a bit of that. Or whatever becomes too much, it creates the imbalance, okay, and brings one to lose himself into whatever on the list he chooses to not follow accordingly, so that he can keep a balance. And this goes from the subatomic level up to the universal level of knowledge and being, because certain beings, I will go through it in a bit, they are not small like us in the human form, they are bigger than us, like planet Earth as a as an entity is bigger than us. Now we are smaller here than planet Earth. Planet Earth is smaller than the Sun. The Sun is smaller than the, I don't know, another bigger sun, than galaxy, then a cluster of galaxies, then the visible universe, and so on. So in relation, on every level there is that battle, and when there's order and balance, as you can see in the surrounding, even if you're looking at the sky, there's order and balance, everything works properly. If it was disbalance, everything will explode, or it will create almost everywhere on different levels, different scales, explosions, the disruptions, like disbalance, let's call it like that, on every level. Same happens with us. That's why we have 7 chakras in our bodies, main ones. There's much more, and there's many more chakras inside our bodies, but the main ones are 7. They are not 20, they are not 5, they are 7. They are related in a certain way, they are related. And from the micro level to the macro level. And I will go through it so that you understand what I've learned from others, what I'm perceiving, I know it's true. For me, it's not I believe it's true, I know it's true. So, whoever from you want to learn and want to pay attention to what I'm telling you, and to try to give yourselves the courage to question, okay? That's the main one. Courage to question everything that I'm telling you. Question, check, try, whatever I'm telling you to try this and see for yourselves, try to do that as well. And come with new things if you discover new things, because I'm not presenting you everything that I know, because it would take me years to keep staying here and keep explaining to you things like this and that and this and that and this and that. I'm giving you the big picture. Whoever wants to follow courses and watch on my classrooms and follow what I'm telling you to read, to look upon, to discover, to elevate yourself spiritually, and not only, because it will become even psychologically, from the psychiatric point of view, from the psychological point of view, from the physical point of view, from the resilience point of view, because it's a lot. And if you don't, when you start the journey, usually people tend to go on journeys thinking, I don't know, let me do an example. I'm going there because there's something nice to see there that I can enjoy viewing and experiencing and getting my good experience from, and then I come back home and I'm keeping with me that experience. But as you know, not all the time that's the case. You might start the journey and the train blocks or the car breaks or something happens and you don't get there. And by the time you get there, you are so pissed that you don't even enjoy the moment. Or something happens and you don't even enjoy the moment. And then instead of having a pleasant experience, you come back home and you are pissed at this, whatever happened in between that made you distracted, nervous, whatever, and you didn't experience and had the imagined experience that you wanted to have. But you had a disrupted one, mixed, maybe you had a small moment, but then all together you didn't feel happy and you didn't enjoy the trip that you wanted to do. I don't know, going to a city and visiting the center of the city and having a nice lunch and dinner and then coming back home, wherever it is. Something happened, something blocked, something created your states of agitation, of whatever disrupted your uh, flowing and following your experience accordingly to your desire, initial desire. And this comes into play the perception that we have upon reality. And not only that, that's in a big part, but in the shadow, or in our karmic shadow, there's a lot of things that they can go wrong. In order for us to make them go well, we need to understand how they work, how to perceive them, how to eliminate whatever doesn't fit us, or how to fight back. Fighting back doesn't always mean you need to pull out the sword like Archangel Michael and cut. Sometimes, when a situation appears that it's negative, to block you, to distract you, to make you nervous, as I've told you, so that you can lose soul towards it and you cannot enjoy anymore whatever you want to enjoy, because you lost your soul towards a situation, towards a problem, towards something negative, as I've explained in previous videos, towards a demon, because on every level where you lose soul towards something, on that string there is a demon, an entity, walking around and eating from your soul. If you know how to keep it all together, there's no more the possibility of having something to take that away from you. So even if the world falls down, you learn how to manage the situation and you know how to move forward accordingly. Obviously, if something very bad happens, you deal with whatever very bad happens and you stop the trip and whatever. But for small things that come to you just to disrupt you, to make you think somewhere else, to make you not feel present in the moment and enjoy whatever is in front of you instead of enjoying whatever someone said, whatever someone think, whatever someone did to you. It always comes to proper centering yourself, knowing how to keep yourself in balance, knowing how to react, and knowing where everything started from and how everything is evolving on this planet at the moment, so that you can live accordingly to whatever happens on this planet at the moment. So we're gonna start again from the beginning so that you get the big picture. First fall from heaven was because of pride, okay, and arrogance. Lucifer went to God and said, or Samael, how he was called originally, and said, I want to become God, I will be better than you, I will take your place. Okay, it's like, instead of maybe, I'm just saying maybe, saying dad, God, because he created him, no? So dad, one day I want to have a universe like you. Can you help me become and create like you? That would have been more, let's say, normal. Let's say more from father-son relation would have been more appropriate. But what he chose was, I'm gonna overthrow you. Now it's difficult to overthrow a God that created his universe and created you as well. It's like you have to have a bit of courage anyway to do that, so he had courage to try that. But it took him to fall down with everyone that was behind him as an angel at that time, and they became demons. And the punishment was that everything that was supposed to be good in them twisted and turned on the opposite side of bad. So instead of being having humility and being humble, he twisted himself into having pride, arrogance. And if you see that in people around, I'm trying to make examples so that you can visualize and you can check for yourselves. If you go around and you see people that are humble, you see a certain glow in their presence, in their image, in their being. But if you see people with a lot of pride and arrogance, you will perceive a different state of presence. And let's say you are normal, you are not on one side or on the other side, you are also a bit with pride but also a bit humble, so you are in between and you don't know which side to choose, and you are confused, and these days everything around is confused and information is thrown at you so that you can lose your time and your presence towards something else and give your energy there so that they can make money, because they transform that energy, their soul, that soul that you are losing there, they can buy money and transform it into money, and then with that money they can buy whatever they want. Other soul, if they want other soul, they can use it for greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. I'll go through them quickly so that you understand how the process works and how the ones that think that they are controlling this world, and at the moment it looks like they are controlling this world, they operate, so that you know how it is, and if you want to move aside from it, create your own, not bubble, but your own field, your own being, so that you can move forward accordingly and you understand how this works and how it attacks you and how to defend yourselves. And in the spiritual world, what they use, it's like the bait in front of the fish, like this. If it looks nice, it's tingling the ear, it gives you a certain emotion, attention, and pleasure, you tend to go and look there. These days, whatever they put on the social medias, it's in between 10 and 30 seconds usually, and people scroll. And they scroll there, and their brain releases, I don't remember if it's dopamine or something else as a hormone of pleasure. So it's one of the hormones of the pleasure, and it gives you that sensation of satisfaction, okay? And you are satisfied in the moment, and you keep scrolling, and you see something else that it's funny, and you see something else that it's interesting, and you see something else that it's, I don't know, interesting, or gives you a bit of adrenaline spark if it's scary, and you get hooked. Like with the fish, you get hooked and he keeps playing it in front of you, and your attention is there, your soul, your energy goes there. Now behind it there is an entity. It doesn't matter if you see him as the owner of the company, he's grabbing your soul through attention. You can use that time to build yourself. You can read, you can study, you can cleanse, you can build up. When I'm doing like this, always I'm talking about your field. I built mine. It took time. It's okay now. few things manage to come in sometimes. Sometimes I let them come in because I'm learning more things and I want to interact. If I don't want to interact, I really want to block everything, I can block everything. But that takes time, practice, knowledge, and getting closer to God. It doesn't come from scrolling, it doesn't come from following or chasing dreams. Because whenever someone is portraying you that you can become a millionaire and is doing like this to sell you something so that you can become a millionaire, and you're like, yeah, it looks nice, I want to get there, I want to be like that as well. It doesn't come through that or like that. If not, everyone around the world would have become a millionaire by now, and everyone would have been happy and gorgeous and intelligent and you name it. Everyone would have been the most beautiful, the most rich, the most having everything that they want, and so on. It doesn't work like that, and whatever they are putting in front of you as a bait, stop for a moment, close everything, go inside the room, sit down, relax, look at yourselves if you want in a mirror, ask yourselves, what do you want? What do you want in this life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? You want to, I don't know, have £1 million from what? You want to sell houses, rent houses, sell cars, rent cars. You want to, I don't know, do transactions or whatever you want to do to become a millionaire. If you go to work and you work for others, I don't know, for 1,000, 2,000, whatever a month, euros, dollars, pounds, you will never become a millionaire, because those 2,000 you spend them on rent, food, and whatever. You will never become a millionaire, ever. It's just a dream. You will gonna chase a dream. I want to become a millionaire. If I work hard, that's what they tell you. If you work hard, you become a millionaire. If you work hard and you push yourself, you will get there. That's the thing that they sell on the market. And people go there and start, let's say, biting the lure for the fish. Okay, it's not working like that. You need to work on yourselves more than you work on your jobs in order to become so valuable that people pay to come and see you, to follow you, and you have to give them something proper. If it's knowledge, you give them knowledge properly. If it's a service, you give them a proper service that everyone can benefit around from it. Everyone interested, I'm talking. And that service is as true as possible, is as real as possible. Because the ones that they sell stories, they end up first liars, second, they don't sell the story forever, because after a while people understand that that story is a lie, and they start moving away from it. So one needs to start learning that they need to work on themselves. Also on the job, you have to work on your job, you go there to work, but then when you come home, you work on yourself more. Like more, when I'm saying more, not if you work 8 hours at your job, you come home and you work 9 hours on yourself. Not like that. You come home and you add whatever you can do to learn, to grow, to develop yourself. Okay, maybe you cannot go and do a university, and you cannot go and do courses, and if you can, do them. If you cannot, start developing yourself. And what you can develop on yourself better than whatever is on the other side of these 7 sins or 7 demons. If you want to look at them as demons, look at them as demons. Okay? Now, one has to have a bit of pride inside himself. Okay? You don't have to stand yourself on the floor so that everyone in the world comes and cracks you. Okay? So, that's why the balance comes into play, but you need to learn these things. It's a process. It's not something that in school is taught. At home, not every parent and family has psychological, psychiatrical, spiritual, and so on backgrounds where they can teach properly others others in the family how to behave. And even if someone starts learning and sees and develops and tries to teach his family, the others in the family are like, what are you talking about? I'm fine with scrolling all day. I'm fine with doing my stuff. I don't want you in my life. Why? Because truth is powerful, and evil side doesn't like the change, doesn't like the development of oneself. The evil side that feeds from your soul likes you to be an ignorant, that so that you can send there all your energy all day and you lose yourself in 24 hours. Instead of taking for yourself 1 hour a day, you give it to, you don't even know who. You don't even know who is behind TikTok. Whoever it is, a corporation owned by whoever who that lives who knows where, you are giving away 1 hour of your time towards that instead of investing in yourself 1 hour by reading something, by testing something, by developing something for yourself. The most valuable being in your life is yourself. It's not me. It's not your mom or your kid or your friend or your boss at work. No, the most valuable person in your life is yourself. That's it. All the rest around you are there for different reasons, but they are not you, and they cannot do it for you. Okay, you should do it for yourself, and that is not pride, that is not arrogance, because see, it was twisted quickly. Because if you learn too much for yourself, you have pride and you are arrogant. And no, you should bend yourself always on your knees in front of whoever is behind it. And you cannot raise your head, and you cannot learn, and you cannot become. Yes, you can. Yes, you can learn what is pride and what kind of pride made Lucifer fall down from heaven. You can learn about greed. What means greed? Greed means wanting more that you deserve. So first you need to learn how much you earn, how much you deserve to get. Once you know that, I don't know, your price is 100 euros a day, or dollars, or pounds. I'm picking these three currencies normally, whatever. What you know, you can transfer into money. So you give your energy, you give your time, and you give your knowledge, and it's worth it 100 a day. If someone gives you 50, you can say, look, I'm worth 100. And that's not pride. That is knowing the self-worth. This is what I'm worth. If you are greedy, you go and say, I'm worth 200. Even if you know you are worth 100. And if you get the 200 because you lied to the one that is giving you the 200, and you perform only for 100, and you know you are worth only 100, then it's greed. It becomes greedy. Okay? And this is in everything. If you're a product, if you're a business, and your product, it's worth, I don't know, to build it. I'm talking about clothes because I was in the clothes business, and I used to work for a very important worldwide company, and they used to do clothes, and not only furniture and whatever, and perfumes and so on. And that was one of the most expensive companies in the world. And for a shirt like this, they used to charge in between 500 and 700 euros. Yeah, you heard properly. 500 and 700 euros for a shirt like this. And the main reason behind it was because it was produced only in one country, and the second reason because of the name, okay, of the company. And the real worth of the shirt was around 30 euros, 35 euros when the product was finished, from the one that was building it for the company, so that the company can put his name on it and sell it after. And leaving behind all the logistics, all the transports, everything, from 50 it was put out for sale on 500, in between 500 and 700. A pair of jeans from 500 to 800. A jacket, either it was winter jacket or summer jacket, the price went up to thousands. But the real price was like at most 100. And the jacket went out for 3,000 euros. Just because. Okay? And that was greed. That was pure, absolute greed. What happened after? The company went down because they were too greedy, and they didn't even pay back the ones that they were giving their soul for that company, so that that company could thrive. So you take away soul from me as a worker inside your company, I give you my energy, you build up billions, and then you don't give back to the one that gives you soul. And when that the one that gives you soul leaves, takes away with him the energy that was given to you. And guess what happens? You fall down and you close your company. It's as simple as that. You cannot move forward. You can have all the billions in the world. In the spiritual side of the situation, this is how it works. I wish it was different, but it's not. And from a different point of view, I'm happy that it is like this. From another point of view, I wish these things didn't exist at all, so that we can all give our energy and receive back the proper amount of recompensation, so that we can all live accordingly. But if one becomes greedy and becomes super rich on the shoulders of others, okay, and wants to control and to gain and control and to gain and to control and control, that includes at least one of these sins. But usually it's pride and greed at the top of the iceberg. So it must be a Luciferian entity behind the one that became so greedy. He thinks he became greedy, but behind him there's an entity. And if it's not Lucifer, it's someone like him that would take from others everything in order to grab for him and not give back anything in change. Only small lies from the lure that I told you about to catch fish. The fish comes and bites, okay? So you have to become intelligent enough to learn to do not go and bite everything that comes around you. And this world is full of it's like a fishing ground where everyone is trying to sell something to someone else so that they can get their energy or money. Even if you go and buy something, now I will explain to you the transfer between soul and energy. You have your 24 hours time, and that's where your soul goes into. You use 8 hours to rest, for example, 1 hour to shower, take care of your physical aspect a day, in the morning and in the evening, not of your spiritual side, which includes also knowledge and learning and studying and becoming. You usually go and wash your face and take a shower and look in the mirror and okay, I'm beautiful today, and I need some cream on my hands, and that's it. Then you move forward, you go to work, then you meet with someone maybe, and then you come home and watch television, and that's your becoming, whatever you want to become and whatever you want to achieve. Maybe some of you have kids and you spend time with kids, and maybe some of you have small projects that you take care of and you cannot move forward, and you are here and there and here and there, and you don't know how to put a properly plan in place, and how to develop it, and how to follow, and how to build resilience, and how to build the saying, no matter what, I go up to the end. Even if the end is negative, I finished it, close the chapter, move forward. If you don't finish something that you started, you will always have this in front of you, and you will always try to bite it. Like, okay, and you'll be stuck here, you'll never reach it. But if you know where you want to go, and you have a plan, and you put in your mind, no matter what, I'm going through. I'm cleansing the field, I'm doing whatever I can to make better the path. I'm learning, I'm studying, I'm dedicating my time toward what it's interesting for me to achieve, and not towards someone that gives me dopamine or serotonin or whatever is the hormone that makes me feel happy for 5-10 minutes. Now, I've told you in the previous videos I became a champion in wrestling, and it didn't happen overnight. It took me time, training, daily training, struggle, sweat, desperation a lot of times, focusing, learning how to put together different maneuvers, how to train and train and train and train and train and train up to the point that they become something natural for me. So I could think, okay, I'm moving from here and I'm coming here, and if the opponent does this, I'm doing that, and so on, and I'm blocking him here, and I'm pulling him this way so I can go that way, and I'm moving around this way. But this came through training. I worked on myself more than I worked on the job that I was doing, and I was in school at the time, and I dedicated time every single day. So I went to school and learned about this and that and this and that, and then I came to the gym and did 2-3 hours a day of gym. And in the worst periods of training to preparation, it was even double that. So like 6 to 7 hours a day. That's a lot. That's a lot of training so that you can embody properly what you want to become. And then the moment I get there to the championship, and I did the championship, and I won, I was already prepared to win. Okay? If I wasn't, I would have lost. I would have not even qualified to get there. But because I was training, the qualifiers went easily. And I was, okay, now the finals would be wow, but I was very well prepared, and even the finals seemed not easy, but not as I was expecting them to be. I was expecting them to be even harder. And I trained myself harder to be prepared for the harder moments, and when I got there, it just happened. And for me, the one that saw me at the time said, "You won with ease." But in my preparation, the preparation that I had before, it was like too much. Even for me to say that I was a professional, I was training and everything, it was too much. Most of the times I was always tired, exhausted, keep thinking about. I didn't think about me being a champion. I was thinking mostly about me understanding how wrestling works, how everything works, how to move around, how to become, how to do this, how to do that. I also had a good trainer. I had a good sparring training partner. Not only one, I had more. So I had a good team behind me to train me and to teach me whatever I know in wrestling. And this happened after and kept happening. And as long as I kept training myself and push myself, I was ready for the championship, the final championship. And as long as I didn't, and I let on the side, that side of wrestling, and focused more on school or on making money or whatever, that side went down, and I wasn't prepared on the level of becoming a champion. So it's always working on yourself. If you want to achieve something, more than you work on where you get your money from, because you go to work and you give yourself 160 hours a month towards a job that pays you a minimum rate usually, that it's enough for you to survive and to move forward in life. That's it. You don't make billions. You don't work to get paid billions. There's only a few in the world that they have positions where they manage a lot of money, a lot of people from that position. So it seems normal to get paid more. some of them they get overpaid, and that's true. Some of them that they are in at the top, they are so greedy that if they could spread the work to, I don't know, I'm making an example, and this is only an example from one that was a manager once and used to work in a big company. Now, that big company could afford itself to have 10 more people in the warehouse to work, to lower down the volume of work that each one had to carry on a daily basis so that they can earn the minimum wages. That $1 billion euro pound company could afford to keep 10 more people in a warehouse where everyone was struggling to push themselves to the limit, to give more good percentage of work towards the company. So they were greedy even on that, but they could have invested to have 10, 15 more people in the warehouse, so everyone could work easily, get paid, and go home with no stress, okay, with happiness. So they could have come back with happiness to work and bring happiness and joy to the place of work. And that creates a different state of the environment, and that creates a different performance state of the company. But they were greedy on everything. If they could leave home someone, they would have leave him home straight away. If they could do whatever to follow this side of the story and not the other side of the story, and imagine more than $1 billion pound, two exactly billion euros pound company closing because they were greedy and they had pride and they had lust as well inside, because I was a manager, I used to know all the managers inside and the owners and everything, and I don't want to say names, but it's just I've been there, I saw it, I saw them face to face, I saw their faces. At the time I was like, really? And now that I know all these things, I'm like, yes, really. Really. And the problem is that on the other side of the story, it doesn't matter if you are on a £2 billion level or you are on a £50 or $50 level. If you have pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth on every level, brings the same results back. It doesn't bring back different results. And you will not be happy. You think you are happy because you are, for example, as I gave the previous example, you are lying, the person that pays you for what you do, you are asking for 200 even if you know you are worth 100, and you are happy in the moment thinking, haha, I'm making 100 more, but in the long term it is not like that, and it's never happy ending for the one that is greedy. Never ever. It doesn't matter if it's the company towards the worker or if it's the worker towards the company. Because there are guys going to work and sitting there for 8 hours waiting for the time to pass, and then they go home and they are happy and they enjoy life, and for that amount of money, which is soul transferred into money and time, okay, soul and time, they didn't perform enough. And guess what? They go home, they say, I'm like this, I'm like that, but they are not. They are liars. Okay, lies come into play. And guess what? Lying It's on the other side of truth. Okay? On the other side of God, that's the lie. And the lie doesn't bring happiness. Lies don't bring nothing good. Okay? There might be an illusion that you have something good from the demons, but there's nothing good to have. And the hell is as real as it gets. Yeah, I've told you to, when you get into this video, to buckle up, because I will take you to a journey that I know it's true. I don't believe it's true, I know it's true. So I've been through my experiences, to my things. I grew up, I learned, I perceived, I've been. So hell is as real as it gets. And for every level, if you read the Divina Commedia by Dante Alighieri, there's a bit of an explanation of how hell is. And the same way heaven goes up, the only difference is that heaven is a bit higher, up to the level of God, okay, where God spreads all his energy and love and light towards everything. So at the bottom of hell, there's one of them, and moving upwards, there's the others. And a spirit, when a spirit falls down, because all his life gave his soul towards these ones, when he finishes this life, ends up receiving the reward, call it a reward, or call it as you want, for what he did in his life. So he had pride and arrogance, he will get the level of pride and arrogance. He was greedy, he will get the level of greedy. He had the lust, the intense or disordered sexual desire. For those of you who don't know what lust is, even for me as a term of lust, I'm not using it on a daily basis. And don't think I didn't had my own experience in the field. I went through all of them. In my life, I had my pride as well. I had my arrogance. I had my desire for earthly goods. So I was greedy and the extra desire for earthly goods. It's normal to have a desire for some food because you are in a human form and you are not enlightened in a cave and sitting there on your cloud. So on a normal basis you need to have let's say a normal approach. So I went through those. I had them in my life, the sexual desire, disorder. I had envy. I was not very envious. I was envious at people that used to make money illegally, and I didn't understand why that people, why is God allowing them? Always that question, I think everyone has it in their mind. Why is God allowing them to make money through all of this? Well, he allows everything because we in human form, we have the free will. As much as we can, we have the free will. Karma excluded. Karma included, you have the free will, but karma is always there to pinch you, okay? So once you clear your karma and you go through free will, you can also make money through this side, the evil side of the story. But it takes away from you everything. And once you go to hell, as a spirit, you stay there, and you can get out from hell, okay? But there are requirements to get out from hell. And there's always God's mercy in play so that you can get out from hell. Because He doesn't want you to stay in hell. Every father in this universe, for his kid, doesn't want his kid to see his kid falling down. He wants to grab him and help him get up. Like Lucifer, when he fell down, God decided to create the universe so he can fall down and he can come back up. It's all process, okay? And what happens is, for example, you go to hell, one of the levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have to struggle there because you don't have soul anymore. You gave it all to them. They take it from you. You go there because you belong there. As long as you did all of this on the wrong level and not the balanced level to gain something here for yourself, okay, and you didn't consider at all the spiritual part of the story and the growing part of the self, and you didn't cure your soul properly, and your angel, and your also your demon, you didn't educate your demon or your demons, you end up there, and it's not nice to be there. It's not nice to be there and feel that excessively on yourself and to suffer from that, what you cultivated here. There is a saying in the Indian culture, you have on your right hand side the white wolf, the good wolf, the kind wolf, the love wolf, the compassion wolf, and so on. And on your left shoulder you have the bad wolf, the greed wolf, the pride wolf, so on. And they always said, feed the wolf you want to become and assume yourself that this is what I want to become. You want to become that? Have yourself. And go there where you belong. If you want that, no one is stopping you to become that. If you want to cultivate yourself, to elevate yourself, to grow towards God, towards knowledge, towards love, clarity, purity, kindness, happiness, you will not be happy. If you go in hell, I guarantee you, you will not be happy. It's a state that you don't want to be in. If you ask me, from what I know, I would put everyone 2 minutes, only 2 minutes to have that experience of going there on any level they choose. They can choose any level for 2 minutes. That's the experience I would give to people in like in IMAX or in the cinema. We created the 7 levels of hell as a experience. Come for 2 minutes, see how it is, and check if you still want to follow all these wrong, in my opinion, behaviors and wrong way of giving your soul towards. And yeah, I was saying that you can get out from hell, but there are some requirements. First is the mercy of God, and that one, He is a merciful God, and He allows whoever wants to really get out and whoever is helped to get out from hell. Even if the ones from hell don't want that. If someone deserves it, he is more than happy to be merciful and allow every spirit that gets in hell to get out. But there are some requirements, and the requirements are so. Some from his lineage or not necessarily a friend has to pray for him at least, because in hell you don't have time to pray. You cannot pray. It's so intense that you cannot even think for a second, oh, I should pray to God. God, please help me, or God, please forgive me. You don't have time to think about prayer. This is impossible. I've been there in my experiences, and it's impossible. You cannot. It's so intense and so fast and so tensioned and so painful for some that you cannot. It's no way, no chance you can think about praying once you are there. But you can get prayer from others. So if someone mentions you in a monastery and the monks pray for you and say your name, you get up. So you left behind you someone, at least someone, that prays for you, that sends you energy so that you can get out and you can get mercy from God, that at least one person prays for you so that you are okay wherever you are, if you are there. Okay, you might be in heaven on the heavens stairs, which they go up, and they are not -7, they are plus more than 7. Anyway, moving forward, everything has to be learned and has to be done in balance according with the divine spiritual way of things, not own way of things. I know it's difficult to understand, I know it's difficult to grasp, I know it's difficult to start learning. Well, then what is the spiritual divine plan and way of things? And there are laws even on the spiritual level, and one needs to learn them, learn how to obey them, because it's about obedience. At one point, when you go out, it's about obedience. It's not anymore about oneself and what I know and what I think and what I do. No. Sometimes the divine plan says you have to do this. Even if you don't like it, you don't know why you have to do that, and it's against your thinking. It's completely against your thinking, because you are thinking, why should I go and say to that person, we are done? Because you think you love that person, you are connected somehow with that person, and usually you are connected because there is a karma to pay in between you, or there is a lesson, or there is an illusion, just an illusion of that person being yours and you being the property of that person. That happens in a relation to grow. God puts two into a relation, or two end up being into a relation, if you don't believe in God puts someone or not. But two end up being in a relation because they have to learn one from each other. Usually the idea is to help them grow, okay? But because of pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth, most of the times they don't end up growing, and they end up destroying whatever they tend to create from the beginning of their relationship. And they move forward and they try this and they lie to themselves. It's okay like this, it's okay like that, and lies come into play, and some of the pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth comes into play, and then a mask gets created again, in between them, and on that mask a lot of entities walk around and eat soul in between them, and they do not evolve spiritually, physically, mentally, and on every level, on every aspect level. Because in everything there's more aspects of one thing. It can be a light, the aspect is to enlighten the room. Another one is to can have a better light on me now, for example, to can so that you can see me better, not only to enlighten the room but also me in this video. So it might be more aspects of one thing. Like a person can be a grandpa, a husband, a son, a cousin, a worker. So one thing can be more things or related to more things, but in relation to more things can have multiple occupations or relationship. Okay. So with this being said, and I hope I gave you the big picture. I will move now to explain to you as quick as I can. Let me check how much time went through so that I can pause and do another video.